In today's video,
I have genital herpes.
Oh!
When you're depressed,
Okay, starting
nowhere
strong.
may increase bleeding risk.
Oh, lovely. Time to bleed. Similar to how jaundice works. Right, what do we have next? Oh, we got Abilify. Oh dear, very Super Mario.
An increased risk of death or stroke.
Woman on the go. Oh dear. You know, shake off your diabetes. Gosh, there's lots of dry mouth and constipation, isn't there? Thank you, Nanny. I'm so glad you came and you blew bubbles all over my piñata. Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And welcome to this reaction to unhinged old medication adverts.
Tuberculosis.
Some of which are banned. You guys loved this last time, and if I'm to judge from the comments on that video, I think you might want another edition. There are so many medication and pharmaceutical adverts throughout history and time and space itself. Usually, I would start this sentence with saying I have 2 decades experience as a makeup artist, and while that is true, I am also a scientist. Biochemistry degree in hand, I love understanding the fundamental way that things work. Now, the pharmaceutical industry. Ha! She's an interesting one. And the one in America is, well, the USA is particularly interesting. So, my lovelies, make sure you're sitting down comfortably. Grab yourself a beverage today, energy drink for me. Pop your little hanger right into the medication hole, and let's watch some particularly interesting commercials, shall we? Vintage, some might say.
Not me!
Right, first up in today's episode, we have Cymbalta commercial, real one. Oh my gosh, we've got a cinematic countdown. Hang on, let me turn the volume up. There we go. 3.
No.
2. Oh, right, here we go. Right, Cymbalta, what is she?
When you're depressed, where do you want to go?
Okay, starting strong.
Nowhere. Who do you feel like seeing?
Nothing.
No one.
No one. Not
Depression
even if.
hurts
It
in so
does.
many ways.
It does, it's true.
Sadness, loss of interest, anxiety. Cymbalta can help. Cymbalta is a prescription medication that treats many symptoms of depression.
Oh.
Tell your doctor right away if your depression worsens, you have unusual changes in behavior, or thoughts of suicide.
Oh, right, here we go.
Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults.
It certainly can.
Cymbalta is not approved for children under 18.
Oh.
People taking
Why is
MAOIs
that?
or thyroidazine or with uncontrolled glaucoma should not take Cymbalta. Taking it with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners may increase bleeding risk.
Oh,
Severe
lovely.
liver problems,
Time to
some
bleed.
fatal, were reported. Signs
to
include
talk.
abdominal pain and yellowing of the skin or eyes. Talk with your doctor about your medicines, including those for migraine, or if you have high fever, confusion, and stiff muscles, to address a possible life-threatening condition. Tell your doctor about alcohol use, liver disease, and before you reduce or stop taking Cymbalta. Dizziness or fainting may occur upon standing. Side effects include nausea, dry mouth, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Cymbalta.
I don't think I will.
Hurts.
I don't
Cymbalta
think I will. I'm going to pause it right there. My goodness me, that advert was like 90%. Be careful if A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Oh, Rose, how I do miss the garden.
There was an interesting side effect listed there, which was yellowing of the skin and eyes, an activity that happens in the liver, which results in too much bilirubin in your blood, which can cause a yellowing of the skin and eyes. Similar, if I remember correctly, it's similar to how jaundice works. Also, we heard another side effect there that was sometimes actually these medications for depression can actually make the thing much worse, then you end up feeling a lot more, God, how can I say it? Idle. I don't like to censor these words on YouTube because I think it's very important whilst actually talking about prescription medication to actually understand what's going on. So, one of the phenomenons that happens with antidepressant medication and suicidal ideation, you can be so depressed that you do not wish to end your life. Those of us with depression, I myself am in this bracket. Those of us who have not been diagnosed with it may not understand this, but for example, things can be so bad that you don't wish to do anything, and that anything can include ending one's life. Now, in certain cases, if you reduce that hopelessness and lift it up a little bit, one might accidentally find themselves in the camp of, oh, well, I've got enough energy to try and end my life. Which is why we have things such as risk of ending one's own life may in fact increase when you are on this medication, despite it also treating the symptoms not at all. Now, personally, I've not taken duloxetine before, which is what Cymbalta is. I'm assuming some people in the audience here may have taken it. It sounds very similar to something like fluoxetine or fluorexetine. So usually when you name a chemical compound, a lot of the teens or the exitine or this part of the word, this part here, this suffix is shared between the same class of compounds, if you like. So while it sounds similar to fluoxetine, it may behave differently, but the chemical structure probably resembles it in some way or another. The HCl is hydrochloride. Usually you have to have a conjugated compound such as HCl in order for this to be released in a sensible amount of time within the body. Sometimes that can be prolonged over time, or sometimes that can be 30 minutes, off we go. I will say though, I don't know when this is from. When's this from? 2009, I think I saw somewhere. 2009? I think a revolution needs to happen in the treatment of treatment-resistant depression, should we say. I feel like there needs to be a new class of antidepressants released, or at least researched. There was, I remember reading a while back, a huge potential with MDMA for stubborn serotonin-based treatment-resistant depression. Unfortunately, I haven't heard a lot about that for a while, and governments around the world are so iffy for some reason about allowing things like MDMA to be researched. It's very annoying.
She's on drugs!
Sometimes these boomers in government really do stand in the way of progress, and it's very frustrating. Right, what do we have next? Okay, we got Abilify, aripiprazole. Right.
Here's me, and here's my depression.
Ooh, very dreamy.
Before I started taking Abilify, I was taking an antidepressant alone.
Right.
Most days I could put on a brave face and muddle
Alone?
through, but
Oh, is this
other
a
days I still struggled with my depression.
combination?
I was managing.
Oh dear,
but
very
it
Super
always
Mario.
creeping up on me. I felt stuck. I just couldn't shake my depression. So I talked to my doctor. He said adding Abilify to my antidepressant.
Oh, he looks very
helped with
doctor,
my
doesn't he?
depression.
Very
And that
old
some
world
people had
doctor.
symptom improvement as early as 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
He also told me about a free trial offer from Abilify.
Oh, God,
Now,
yeah, I forget.
I feel
You have
more
to
in
pay.
control of my depression.
Bonkers.
Abilify is not for everyone. Call your doctor if your depression worsens or if you have unusual changes in behavior or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Elderly dementia patients taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion to address a possible life-threatening condition, or if you have uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it. In some cases, extreme high blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Other
Uncontrollable
risks
spasms
include
may become
decreases in white
permanent.
blood cells, which can be serious, dizziness upon standing, seizures, trouble swallowing, and impaired judgment or motor skills.
Depression used to define me. Then my doctor added Abilify to my antidepressant. Now, I feel better.
If you're still struggling with depression, talk to your doctor to see if the option of adding Abilify is right for you, and be sure to ask about the free trial offer.
Oh, that's sneaky, isn't it? Oh no, stop, lady. We need to Abilify. So, the idea of having a free trial medication. Oh, it sits wrong with me, girlywig, as a European woman on the go. The idea that this could in fact give you a new lease of life for free, and then after that they could be like, now it's $1,000 a month. Come on, cough up, girlywig. You have to pay a subscription to have a correct chemical balance in your brain. I hate that, my goodness me. It is so diddly-onkers. I will say, one of the things that happened in this advert, I was very, very interested about the turn of phrase, is that this animated lady in this rather Devil Wears Prada, what did she say? Cobalt blue. You think it's not related to you, but it is.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants.
Tuberculosis.
Is that how it goes? Something like that. Anyone who has depression will know that that is not how it works. You don't just wake up and go, oh, I'm gonna shake it off today. Just shake off the sads.
Shake the baby!
It is a chemical imbalance. You can't really shake off a chemical imbalance. In fact, I might hazard a guess to say you actually can't physically do that. Imagine exchanging that for anything else. Just shake off your ADHD. Shake off anything. Shake off your diabetes. Just shake it off. It does not work. Now, I've never heard of an add-on to your antidepressant treatment. I don't think this is a thing in the UK. It might be. I maybe just haven't come across it. I've been on a range of antidepressants, should I say, in my time. I actually had a really successful treatment plan with an MAOI, but you have to limit your diet. You have to be really careful with what you actually eat. Monoamine oxidase inhibitor. You can't eat certain foods because it will interact. And not just like, oh, avoid grapefruit. It's like, avoid this whole section of dietary needs because you might, in fact, go into shock. Shocking, but it did actually work. It is wild to me that a lot of the advice in these adverts is, go and speak to your doctor about this. That's crazy. It's all your fault, Ken Mock. Next up, we have Boniva.
Something about osteoporosis you don't already know. It runs in families.
Oh, look!
My mother has it,
Daniel.
and now I have it.
Oh,
so
God,
even though I
okay.
tried to keep my bones strong, it wasn't enough. Now, once monthly Boniva is helping me do more. It didn't just stop my bone loss. Boniva worked with my body to stop and reverse my bone loss. And studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women stopped and reversed theirs too.
Don't take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you have difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems. If jaw problems or severe bone, joint, and or muscle pain develop, tell your doctor.
You've got one body and one life, so don't wait. Ask your doctor if Boniva can help you stop losing and start reversing.
For a free trial offer, call 1-800-4-BONIVA or
Evil.
visit Boniva.com.
Evil? Go and walk your dog and think about what you've done.
Daniel!
So, this is kind of a controversial advert. I think I remember hearing something about osteoporosis medication and the fact that some of it, I don't remember, I sound like I'm so fear-mongering here, but one of them really worked for the bones of the body, but did take calcium from the bones of the jaw? Either way, a very surprising outcome that was perhaps not quite anticipated. There are so many misconceptions with osteoporosis. Also, so many things play an impact in bone density. A lot of them are sex-based hormones as well. Quite often, cis women go through something called menopause, and the lack of naturally occurring estrogen in the body can in fact lead to mineral bone density loss. In my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, that should be enough in order to say, actually, I would like to get exogenous HRT estrogen on prescription, please. Apparently it's enough for men, but not enough for women. Interesting. Isn't that interesting?
I have COPD. If you have it, you know how hard it can be to breathe and what that feels like.
Oh, dear.
COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema.
Spiriva helps control my COPD symptoms by keeping my airways open a full 24 hours.
Okay.
Plus, it reduces COPD flare-ups. Spiriva is the only once-daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that does both.
Interesting.
And it's
So it's a
steroid-free.
vasodilator?
Spiriva does not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. Stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor right away if your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes or eye pain, or problems passing urine. Other side effects include dry mouth and constipation.
Gosh, there's lots of dry mouth and constipation, isn't there?
Spiriva helps me breathe better.
Breathing with COPD is no small thing. Ask your doctor about Spiriva.
Interesting. So what I find fascinating about a lot of these adverts is they are direct consumer advertising. They're perfect customer, if you like. We have seen there, like a potentially older than middle-aged man who's a bit stocky, clearly using references that he would understand, such as playing pool, breathing on a what do you call it? A pool
Tuberculosis.
cue? Ugh, what a horrible phrase that is. I just find it fascinating. They really know who they're telling to go to their doctor and speak about it more. There isn't actually a lot for me to comment on this one. It seemed short, it seemed to the point. It did use a metaphor that was quite heavy-handed, for example, an elephant sitting on you. But I guess that's not out of the realm of impossible for people to explain, oh, I feel like I'm heavy on my chest today. It's like an elephant is sitting on me. I feel like that's quite a direct way of getting across the information. Interesting.
I have COPD with chronic bronchitis.
Oh, she also has
which
it.
makes it hard to breathe.
Okay, we've got elegant lady and
Now that I'm
turtleneck.
breathing better with Advair.
What's this? Oh gosh, that looks very much like what do they call it? Fruit by the foot. What's it called? Completely different name in the UK that I've immediately forgotten.
But now that I'm breathing better with Advair, today I can have fun with my granddaughter.
For people with
bubbles.
COPD with chronic bronchitis, great news. Advair helps significantly improve lung function. While nothing can reverse COPD, Advair's different from other medications because it's the only product with an anti-inflammatory and a long-acting bronchodilator working together to help you breathe better.
So that's how they can charge more for it.
Inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than twice a day. Lung infections, including pneumonia, have been reported with Advair. Taking Advair may increase your risk for osteoporosis and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking Advair, and ask about the risks and benefits of continuing Advair after 6 months.
I'm glad you came, Grandma.
Oh, stop
Me
it.
too. Ask your doctor how Advair helps improve lung function for better breathing.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at Advair COPD.
I'm sorry, girly ways. We have to immediately watch this because no, stop it. What's happening? God, I hate where YouTube takes away a button. Don't take away a button I'm about to click. Stupid. She's not even related to this child. It's an advert. But how good was that at being like, oh, your child would be like, thank you, Nanny. I'm so glad you came and you blew bubbles all over my piñata.
Shake the baby.
Really pulling at the heartstrings? Really? I'm surprised they didn't say, talk to your doctor today about a free trial to be able to breathe. One of the side effects listed there was particularly interesting, and that is lung infections and pneumonia may increase on this medication. One of the things I think a lot of people don't really realise is that our lungs are really deep, and very, very rarely does the stuff at the bottom of our lungs actually go out. Once it's in there, the amount of pressure that keeps it there means that that kind of area is sort of untreatable. And if you are getting in more air and being able to breathe more easily, there may in fact be a complication of breathing in too much things. Bugs in the air, bacteria if you like, that can in fact cause more issues. Well, we all have a gut microbiome, we all have a lung microbiome, and when things get out of whack, that's when problems occur. Interesting that they had to say that. I find it bizarre, because yes, on one hand, it's very good that these side effects have to be listed, but I find it very strange that they have to be listed in a commercial format, because it always feels like the product that they're trying to sell you is also going to end your life. It's very difficult to be able to pull those two apart because on one hand they're saying, look at me, I'm with a piñata und babage, and on the next one they're like tuberculosis. It does make me wonder how many medical professionals in the USA have people coming into their offices and say, I saw an advert for this one and I would quite like to go on this one.
Absolutely not.
Even if this one is completely unrelated to any health concerns that they may or may not have as a patient. I don't know. It leaves me wondering. I've got something in my eye. An eyeball!
Pack your belongings and leave.
Right, whom's next? Crest
Getting
or
high
stairway?
cholesterol down is important.
Oh, high cholesterol. Statins.
For some people, it's even more important. You've been to the doctor.
He's that
Good.
guy.
You've changed your diet and are getting exercise. Excellent. You've tried just about everything. Now medical information comes along that says you may need to get that bad cholesterol even lower. Now what do? Well, if your doctor says aim lower, ask about Crestor. Crestor, along with diet,
It's a
can lower
statin.
bad cholesterol by up to 52%. That's about half. Is Crestor right for you? Discuss it with your doctor. Crestor is not for everyone, including people with liver disease. And women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple
yes.
blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor about other medications you're taking, or if you experience muscle pain or weakness, as that may be a sign of serious side effects. Do you still need to get your cholesterol lower? Aim lower with Crestor.
Oh, AstraZeneca, lovely. Aim lower? When do you ever hear that? That's one of those, like, double negative advertising slogans that you only really hear in relation to weight loss or getting numbers down to provide better health overall, right? No one would ever say when you're going for a job, would they? Aim lower. Having known people on statins myself, it's one of those medicines that yes, it changes your life, but also it changes your life. You have to kind of change how you live life. I am not a doctor. I am not giving out medical advice in these videos. No, don't be trying to sue me, Girly Week.
Arrest her!
I do feel like everything was quite heavy-handed in this advert as well. Descending the spiral staircase, down, down, down you go. Fascinating to see the numbers on the steps were also going down, and we weren't given a unit of measurement of what they are, those numbers. I'm going to assume it was pounds, because this feels very much like an advert that says lower your cholesterol, lower your weight. Sometimes a journey that we very much need to undergo in order to achieve longevity. As I say, heavy-handed, but I guess to the point.
Cholesterol. It comes buttered, battered, basted, and roasted. But it also comes
buttery
from Mom,
biscuit base,
Dad, Grandma Rose, and Grandpa Joe. Your cholesterol doesn't just come from food. It also has a lot to do with family history. Ask your doctor about Vytorin. A healthy diet is important, but when it's not enough, adding Vytorin can help. Vytorin treats the two sources of cholesterol: food and what your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin lowers bad cholesterol 45 to 60%. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting this serious side effect.
Feels like a slur.
Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Continue to follow a healthy diet and ask your doctor about adding Vytorin. For the two sources of cholesterol, remember the name Vytorin. That's Vytorin.
Okay, well that was a nice little jingle, wasn't it? Jingly lady, on the game! Now, we have seen here a perfection of advertising, if you like. They've shown you something that you could think, oh, delicious. Yes, spaghetti and meatballs with cheese on top. Lovely, yummy. At one point, they almost made it sound like you were eating grandma.
Delicious.
At the cutting edge of research into things like obesity, we are starting to see familial patterns, especially through epigenetics. I do also personally think there is so much misinformation around obesity, both for and against. It is an unfortunate observation that has happened multiple times across multiple different types of science, that obesity results in all-cause mortality increase. But medications like this almost make it sound kind of simple to reduce your weight, or reduce your excess weight, should I say, or reduce your cholesterol levels. And while, yes, going on medication like this can provide assistance, the best way, as they've said, is to follow a healthy diet. Now, one could argue that if you had, quote unquote, an actual healthy diet and not what some very specific government agencies would suggest as a healthy diet, you might not in fact need to go on statins, full stop. It is a misnomer in advertising that they can say, oh, do this in conjunction with a healthy diet, but they never tell you what a healthy diet is, because granted, it's not a loaf of bread a day. It doesn't really involve any refined sugar or refined processed foods at all. But the pharmaceutical industry, not everywhere, but certain sections of it, are very intermingled with other industries. I always say this, science at its heart is not corrupt. Science is merely observation, repeatable observation that can hopefully provide us, the humans making the observations, with some information that we can do something with. Where it starts to get a little bit confusing is where business moves in and says, we don't really like that result, so can we maybe reword the results a little bit to show that perhaps our product was actually really good at doing what you're saying it wasn't good at doing? Actually. And therein lies where people will say things like, the science isn't settled, the science is lying, the science is not true. Science is infallible. Scientists are very, very fallible. And unfortunately, that leads to problems, doesn't it?
Money laundering, grand theft auto.
I always say this, there's no such thing as bad science. Bad science isn't science. There is only, is it scientific or not? And if it's not scientific, it's not science. Science also has a terrible, terrible habit of upsetting people, because unfortunately sometimes, as with the nature of the universe, it presents us with results that we go, oh, I don't like that, and somehow this feels like it's personally attacking me. Very annoying.
And indeed it was.
Lunesta.
If your racing thoughts keep you awake, sleep is here on the wings of Lunesta.
Oh, there's a little fairy in your house. How frightening.
Rest is here on the wings of Lunesta.
Oh, I don't know.
Lunesta helps you fall asleep and stay asleep so you can wake up feeling rested.
Oh.
When taking Lunesta, don't drive or operate machinery until you feel fully awake.
Okay.
Walking, eating, driving, or engaging in other activities while asleep without remembering it the next day have been reported. Abnormal behaviors may include aggressiveness, agitation, hallucinations, or confusion. In depressed patients, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. Alcohol may increase these risks. Allergic reactions such as tongue or throat swelling occur rarely and may be fatal. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, dizziness, and morning drowsiness. Ask your doctor if Lunesta is right for you. Get Lunesta for a $0 copay
What is it?
at lunesta.com. Sleep well on the wings of Lunesta.
That is such a... Wasn't that a little cult? Wasn't that a little bit culty? Sleep well on the wings of Lunesta.
Praise Satan!
Love the name Lunesta. I will say, whoever's coming up with the names in the pharmaceutical industry, you are on the game. I want to name every single one of my characters in World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV or any online game that I will ever play ever. Love that. Lunesta sounds like a trans woman you met at the club late last week.
My wife is a transsexual Satan worshipper.
I'm gonna say, though, how fascinating to hear the side effects of this one. It sounds kind of similar to Ambien, if I'm not mistaken. I couldn't quite see or make out what the actual... What's the compound called? Who is she? Escilopiclone. Escilopiclone? Is that what that says? Is Zopiclone? Zopiclone? So I'm imagining it's a different type of Zopiclone. $0 copay. Is that good? What's a copay? How frightening. I don't like words like copay. It makes me feel like I still owe a lot of money, even though that might not be the case, because, you know, healthcare should be free. Fascinating that they said that it can make you aggressive, hallucinate, and also do things you wouldn't usually do.
Homosexuality.
At what point are we, as a society, are we going to suggest things like, oh, if she was off her tits on Lunesta and she got into her car, doesn't remember it and drove it into a tree and only injured herself but then gets taken to hospital, whose fault is that? I bet there have been legal cases here, surely there must be, where someone has taken perhaps a dose, reacted badly to something, completely forgotten what they're doing, hallucinated, and behaved in an unacceptable way. Unacceptable is the word I'm going to... Unexpected way. And then just ended up doing something that that is technically illegal. This must have happened at some point, no? So who is at fault in that case? Fascinating. I mean, I've been off my tits on a few things in my life, and I wouldn't like to hold myself accountable for that, no. We're getting lots of depression and sleep.
I had my wake-up call when I was 45 years old. I didn't think I could have a heart attack. I exercised, I ate well, but I just knew that wasn't enough.
I'm sorry, did he say he was 45 years old? Oh my god, put that banana away. I have to listen again.
I had my wake-up call when I was 45 years old. I didn't think I could have a heart attack. I exercised, I ate well.
This man is not 45.
But I just knew that wasn't enough.
What?
So I went to my doctor and he prescribed me Lipitor.
Lipitor is not for everyone. It is not for those with liver problems.
Is this a real advert?
For women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Common side effects are diarrhea, upset stomach, muscle.
A pretend advert, surely.
Changes in some blood tests.
Lipitor has been extensively studied with over 16 years of research. Along with diet and exercise, Lipitor has been shown to lower bad cholesterol 39 to 60%. Lipitor works
just
with your
cutting
liver.
fruit and
Lipitor
vegetables.
blocks the enzyme that is responsible for creating LDL or bad cholesterol in the body.
So, have a heart-to-heart today about Lipitor with your doctor.
I'm sorry, but what? I don't believe that's a real... Okay, I have to look in the comments. This is real. Burst out laughing at the beginning. It's a high school project, yeah. Is it a real commercial? No, it can't be. This cannot be a real commercial. This was... What?
Jail for my mother!
This is GCSE drama, GCSE media studies. The project is medicine. Go and make an advert. Like, this can't be real. This man...
45?
Well, he must be older than that, technically, according to the story, because he had a heart attack at 45. 16 at best. Well, maybe not 16. 22 at best. 45.
I don't think.
Valtrex.
I have genital herpes.
Oh!
And I try to be careful.
God, we've started strong, haven't we?
Very careful.
Then my doctor told me something surprising.
One study found that up to 70% of people who had
She's on the
genital herpes
computer.
got it from their partner when they had no signs or symptoms of an outbreak.
And it doesn't matter how few outbreaks you get. You may still spread herpes at any time.
Yes.
Now I take once daily Valtrex to reduce my risk of passing it on.
Okay.
Valtrex is the only medicine proven
to reduce the risk of spreading genital herpes.
Only in heterosexual couples. Oh. What about pegging?
Proven to reduce the risk of spreading genital herpes.
Always use safer sex practices
Everyone's on the
with
beach
daily
cuddling,
therapy,
aren't they?
which also includes avoiding sexual contact when you get or think you're getting an outbreak. There's no cure for herpes. Even with treatment, it's possible to spread herpes. Valtrex is for adults with healthy immune systems. To avoid a potentially serious complication, tell your doctor if your immune system isn't normal because of bone marrow or kidney transplant or advanced HIV disease.
Ask your doctor about once daily Valtrex.
Now I'm doing even more to reduce
The risk of spreading genital herpes and...
Oh, it's like we finish our own
I feel good about
sentences.
that.
Okay, well, do you know, oh God, that looks upsetting. Well, we're in for a right one next time. Have you ever noticed that in all of these adverts, there's always just like a lady doing yoga somewhere, just like, my genital herpes isn't real. Is there a reason why? Is it because as consumers, we're meant to see it as like calming, stress-free, we don't have to worry about spreading herpes anymore? Is that why it happens? We see it in so many different kinds of adverts. You quite often see it in like feminine product adverts as well, being like, oh, now she's free to do the downward dog on the veranda. Like we see it all the time. Is it because we associate it with like calming, inner zen, meditation? We don't have to worry about anything now. Kind of a predatory aspect, don't you think? Like, oh, calm down with our medication. Fascinating that they had to stipulate that it was only for heterosexual couples. Fascinating. I mean, there isn't really a way that you can start an advert about a medication like this without starting right in the deep end. It still is. It just surprises me sometimes to just hear like, well, genital herpes. Like you could be watching, I don't know, for some reason, Will and Grace has come in my head. You could be watching Will and Grace and then just all of a sudden,
And you're a dirty pig boy.
genital herpes. Sure. Okay, let's go.
This allergy season, ask your doctor about something different.
Birds and
Singular. While many seasonal allergy medicines block histamine, Singular works differently by blocking leukotrienes, an underlying cause of seasonal allergy symptoms.
Is that true?
And one prescription Singular helps relieve a broad range of seasonal allergy symptoms for a full 24 hours.
Wow.
Side effects are generally mild and vary by age.
Oh, not a red hat. We're not doing all that.
Sore throat and upper respiratory infection.
Right.
Singular, a different way to treat seasonal allergies.
Okay, well, do you know what? That wasn't actually hateful, was it? It was a little bit Alice in Wonderland's done the LSD, look, quickly, antihistamine. But I think it got the point across, didn't it? Lots of bugs, lots of like, oh, okay, just one pill a day will save you from the red hats. One would hope. Restasis.
Ever since people learned I use Restasis myself, they want to know more.
Why aren't artificial tears enough for me?
They provide temporary relief. Your type of chronic dry causes inflammation, which decreases your ability to make tears.
How is Restasis different?
With continued use, Restasis is the only prescription drop to help increase tear production, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. Restasis did not increase tear production in patients using anti-inflammatory eye drops or tear duct plugs. If you make more of your own tears, you may need those other drops less. Restasis should not be used by patients with active eye infections and has not been studied in patients with a history of herpes viral infections of the eye. The most common side effect is a temporary burning sensation.
How does it work?
One drop, twice a day, every day, helps me make more of my own tears.
Go to Restasis1.com for a $20 rebate.
If you use artificial tears several times a day, don't wait.
I have used so much equipment by Allergan. That's bonkers. Sorry, a $20 rebate. I am so far removed from the American healthcare system, I just cannot believe. Rebates. What? In this one, we've seen lots of ladies. This is all aimed at women because women cry. Like, oh, how many men out there would you be like, if you could never produce your tears, would you choose to do so? You never know. Mr. Manly Beef, Manly Gammon Man might take that up and be like, yeah, I don't cry, I'm not a woman. We can tell that this was exceptionally gendered advertising because she's immediately approached in a way that's like, oh, have you lost your mummy? But it's just very interesting that this advert, instead of presenting facts in a way that's like, well, you just do this and this happens, it's been such a caring, like, gentle approach, which actually I do like. I do feel like medication adverts should have an element of gentleness to them because medication and healthcare is a sensitive topic and it is a sensitive subject. With something like this, I don't know, drops, For the eye, I feel like some of these medication adverts shouldn't be allowed to be an advert. I feel like we shouldn't be direct-to-consumer advertising like pills. But for some reason with an eye drop, I'm like, a prescription eye drop as an advert? Why doesn't that hit the same way? Why is that? Like, for some reason, I feel like advertising antidepressants, mentioning like ending one's own life as a side effect, I feel like that's a step too far. But advertising a product that's like, oh, this is prescription designed to help lubricate your eyes and defeat the symptoms of dry eye. Yes, that can be an advert. Like, that wouldn't upset me if it came on after Will and Grace. I don't know why Will and Grace is on my mind, but there we go.
Claire.
That's not a table, that's a chemise.
What do you think about that? We've had nothing that's been like tuberculosis. What's this?
Before
Symbicort.
COPD, I took my son fishing every year.
Oh, right.
We had a great spot. Not easy to find, but worth it. But with COPD making it hard to breathe, I thought those days might be over.
Sorry,
so my doctor
where's the
prescribed
child?
Symbicort. It helped significantly improve my lung function starting within 5 minutes.
Gosh, we've
Symbicort
got
doesn't
a
replace
lot
a rescue
of
inhaler for sudden
COPD
symptoms. With Symbicort,
adverts.
today I'm breathing better, and that means fish on. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. With COPD, I thought I'd miss our family tradition. Now Symbicort
Not a woman in
significantly
sight.
improves my lung
No
function,
women are allowed
starting
fishing.
within 5 minutes, and that makes a difference in my breathing. Today, we're ready for whatever swims our way. Ask your doctor about Symbicort. I got my first prescription free. Call or click to learn more.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Oh, no. No, thank you. It is fascinating how commercials and adverts are a mirror of society. When is this one from? 2012? Women don't go fishing? There wasn't a woman inside. There wasn't even a woman in the car. There wasn't even a woman anywhere near this. No, not allowed. This is for men only. And yet, this is the similar class of drugs advert that we saw with the lady with the high turtleneck and the jewels going, oh, granddaughter really wishes that Nanny was here. Thank you for coming to my birthday party, Pinata Bubble Fest. Yet here, we're seeing very much like, oh, Nanny isn't involved in the Pinata Bubble Fest. Actually, Grandpa's taking you out fishing. It's so gendered. Yet, what is fascinating is that illnesses like this are not gendered. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease does not care what gender role you fit into society. If you have it, you have it. I often wonder, like, how we're going to look back on these things in like 100 years. It's so telling of the time and attitudes towards who is allowed to be in adverts and who we deem like the market for this product. I think ultimately that's where I find a problem with having commercials as an advert, because it is almost advertising it as an unnecessary product, but actually healthcare is deeply necessary and it shouldn't be advertised as a product. I think that's where I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? In the UK, where I grew up, we didn't have a single medication advert. Never. No prescription medication adverts have ever appeared on television in my lifetime. Granted, we had things like the yogurt adverts, what they call that one. And we also had like, oh, Floradix if you're feeling tired. But that's just like stuff you get over the counter in Boots. Right, what do we have next? Belsomra. Gosh, what's Belsomra? Oh, I don't like that. It doesn't roll off the tongue. What's that? Oh, I thought it was like furry intestines.
Then it became more elusive.
Oh, God.
But why?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't like that.
It may affect the wake neurotransmitters in your brain.
Right.
Disrupting your wake and sleep messages.
Oh, it's like a rabbit and a cat.
Belsomra is a prescription medicine for adults who have trouble falling or staying asleep.
Oh, hello!
Belsomra is thought to help turn down wake messages by targeting and inhibiting the action of orexin, a neurotransmitter that plays a central role in sending wake messages.
Right.
Only Belsomra works this way.
What did it do? This one's really loud.
Do not take Belsomra if you have narcolepsy.
All right, here we go.
When taking Belsomra, don't drive or operate heavy machinery until you feel fully awake.
Okay.
Walking, eating, driving, or engaging in other activities while asleep without remembering it the next day have been reported.
Oh!
Belsomra
So similar
should
to
not be
Ambien.
taken together with alcohol.
Right.
Abnormal behaviors may include aggressiveness, confusion, agitation, or hallucinations.
What what would happen if you did take it and then drank loads of alcohol, but like tried to stay awake? What would happen then? What would your state of physical mind be beyond this time? Would it be like those Quaalude things?
The temporary inability to move while falling asleep or waking up, and
Oh, right, so
temporary leg weakness
paralysis.
have also been reported. In depressed patients, worsening depression, including risk of suicide, may occur.
Okay.
Alcohol may increase these risks. Side effects include next-day drowsiness.
Sleep. Ask your doctor about Belsomra.
Oh, I don't know about that girly wig. I don't know about that. These little demon creatures. What do we think about it? What does that say? Wake. Wake and sleep are your two little furry things that live in your house. Is this cute or is this alarming? I can't quite tell. I feel like the texture of them looks lovely and inviting. Like, yes, I like cuddling up to a little thing, but not with like, if I went to grab it and my fingers just went like slipping through the hairy intestine feeling. What a sentence is that?
Oh, well, that is upsetting.
I'm not sure I'd be very happy about that. I feel like I've pulled this face a lot today. I'm like, Roberto, Botox. Well, my lovely, that was another interesting adventure back through the annals of old pharmaceutical commercials. I think I'm going to branch this series out a little bit. I feel like I've seen a lot of depression today, seen a lot of chronic pulmonary disease, lots of hallucinations at night with interesting creatures possessing you. So I think in the next episode of this, perhaps it will only be a trilogy, I will expand into just generic, unhinged vintage adverts. How about that? And if you know of any, make sure you send them to me. You can get in contact via email, via Instagram DM, even by satellite pigeon if you so wish. Let me know if you've had experience with anything in the series featured today, because... And with that, my loves, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourselves scrolling past on the screen right here. It's been a wacky day for me. Wacky Luxerians at it again, girls. Over on the Patreon, we have The Traitors UK Season 1 up to Episode 4, I believe. I've got a couple of episodes of Project Runway. Botched, we are currently rerunning There's Something About Miriam, and we have a monthly live stream for the Patreons. Yes, we do. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons.
My goodness. Okay, here we go. Orcos Samoji, Jojo, A Literal Pipefish, AJ Padilla, Anthony Michael Hernandez, Ashley Lisa, Auntie Stash Hazelwood, Barry Chapman, Becky Johnson, Bex Max 3000, Bish and Bubs Quartz, Breakaway 87, Caffeinated Raptor, Callie Rose, Cammy Bryan, Cancerfish 66, Castellina, Kaz, Serafe, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Danny, Dr. Lula, EBBB, Eli Sowers, James Azen Girl, Jennifer Herman, Jenny Talia, Lauren Kylie, Lauren, Leanne Jones, Lenore Les Banana, Little Sizuries, Love Potion, Malfunctioning NPC, Mandy, Martin Rule, Marzipan, Minumoto, Miranda Bryant, Mo Sherman, Morgan Lathay, Ms. Kiss, OKS Kyle, Radhika Madala, Rupreet, Sarah Maria Samail, Sarah Hook, Shan Rowe, Sean Pelkey, Sky Dorim, Slayers 304937, Steph Utech, TNS Mum, Taylor Roner, The Jessica Hightower, Todd Bowley, Tony Mackers, Windy Potato, and Wizgadoogadunsk.
And you know what, my loves? I think I'm going to leave it on the notes of... What